Hey beautiful people, this is Siren, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do another tag, so it's a tag day again, yay! Now the tag isn't really that recent, again, yeah. It is called Let's Be Tarot Friends. It is originally created by Tarot is Magic. Now again, I'm linking their video down below so you can go ahead and check it if you haven't already. But I still decided to do this tag because I'm still relatively new to TarotTube and I thought it would be a lovely thing to do to maybe connect with more tarot people over here. So yeah, this is why I still decided to do it, even though it's not so recent per se. Yeah, anyway, what else can I tell you for the intro? I usually ramble so much throughout my intros and now I'm like, do I have something random to say? I don't think so. So I'm just gonna take advantage of it and just tell you to get comfortable, grab yourself something delicious to drink. Now again, I have my water as usual because I cannot exist without water. And yeah, let's just get into the video. Let's just get to the good stuff. So let's go. Okay, so I'm going to be reading the questions on my computer, which is over here. This is why I'm going to be looking over there every so often, just saying. And I guess let's just begin with the question number one. So the question number one says, what type of art are you looking for in a deck? All right, so I don't know. Yeah, I know, a very strange way to answer it, but I kind of know what I'm not looking for. That's something I might answer a little bit better. Like, for example, I'm not really a fan of computer art or digital art. Is it called? I don't know, something like that. Even though I'm kind of contradicting myself right off the rip there, because La Santa Muerte Tarot made by Fabio Listrani is one of my favorite decks of all times, and it is actually computer art. Anyway, if you don't know what deck I'm talking about, it's featured like all over my channel. I also have the video solely on this deck, but it's one of my first videos and I don't particularly like it, so I don't think I'm gonna be linking it here. But anyway, I actually feature the deck a lot. So if you want to like check out my other videos and search for that one, go ahead and do that. But what I wanted to say with that, because rambling again, how could I not? Yeah, I'm not so much like a fan of digital art per se. Like, for example, this creator's art style, Fabio Listrani's art style, is not really my thing. Like, I don't really like his other decks. Like, and I'm so sorry to say that because he literally created my favorite deck of all times. But I don't know, I'm a very contradictory, paradoxical being, what can I say? And the other thing I'm really not looking for in decks are people, like people depicted in cards. And this is like super weird thing to say, I know that, because usually tarot decks are based on like, you know, people imagery. However, I'm going to tell you something kind of funny about me, or maybe a little bit weird, I don't know, but if this is the first time that you like stumbled upon my video, I don't actually have Rider-Waite-Smith deck, nor any clone of it or anything like that, because I'm kind of not a fan of that deck. Now, I don't hate it per se, I don't know, there's something about the typical Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck that is just, I just dislike it, and I never really got it, and I learned tarot with a completely different deck, but I'm going to get into that a little later. So just saying, the decks where people are depicted are not really my thing. So what art am I looking for? Usually something, I guess something different, something somehow original, you know, some sort of artwork that is like, I don't want to say shocking necessarily, but something, you know, different, something bold and just different in a way. I don't know. This is a difficult question, but I enjoyed it anyway. The question number two, which is kind of like, I would say connected with the question number one, is what do you search for in a deck? So I'm just going to kind of like stress again that, yeah, I'm usually searching for something different, something unique, something original, something I don't have in my collection. Like if I'm like in the market for a new deck, I'm looking for something that is just like a missing piece in my collection, you know, like something different, something that will challenge my mind or something like that, you know? And also, I really love colors. Like my decks are usually, like the majority of them are like super colorful. I love as many colors as possible, even like the La Santa Muerte Tarot that I mentioned by Fabio Listrani. Super colorful deck. Love it. It's perfect. I just love the colors. But again, just gonna contradict myself again, because I also have 2 decks, I believe, that are black, like black cards, and I still enjoy them. I mean, they're not completely black and white. The one is Fortuna Tarot, which is black with like super pink you know, foil on them, on the cards. I'm going to link the video of that deck somewhere here, because I have a full walkthrough, or flip through rather, of that video without like speaking, just like appreciating it, because the foil, lovely. And then I have the Nameless One Tarot and Oracle, which are like black cards, and there are pictures in like color, but like kind of muted color. And I love the deck as well. Now, I don't really have the video solely on that deck, and I'm going to move soon, and I have all of my decks like in the box, so I would get it for you, but not today. But I'm going to feature that deck on my channel because it's a very interesting one. But I think I had it, I think I featured it in some videos anyway. I don't know. If you just like explore my channel, you might stumble upon it. Yeah, so what do I back to the question because rumbling again. So what do I search for in a deck? Yeah, so basically just, yeah, something that will like spark my interest in some way and make me fall in love, because that's another thing. I don't usually get decks just because like a new deck came out, or this is like somehow pretty, I'm gonna get it. No, I need to be brutally, madly in love with the deck to get it. Yeah, I'm intense like that. So yeah, I'm just looking for that feeling of like, I need this deck, you know. I hope that answers the question. Okay, too much talking. I'm just on the question number 2. Hold on. Okay, so the question number 3 is, what deck are you most intrigued by right now and why? So right now I'm most intrigued by the Thoth deck, because I mean the layers, I mean, it's crazy. The deck is so layered, so esoteric. There is just like, it's like you begin to study the deck and like get to know the deck and like read with the deck, and there is just something, there's always something more to it, something else to it to consider, to like a new angle and a new layer to, you know, just put on top of it. It's kind of like when you like jump into the ocean and you can't quite see the bottom of it. This is what the Thoth deck makes me feel like. It's like there's no bottom to it. It's just like infinite source of knowledge and symbols and meanings, and it's not only about like the divination or the divinatory part, but it's also like the astrology, right? The the Kabbalistic tree of life. There are like hidden symbols. It's just, it's complicated and beautiful, and I'm, yeah, very intrigued by the deck. Very intrigued. The question number 4 is there a card in a deck you always check out first, and why? The Death card, and this is gonna be kind of funny thing to say, but I always look for a Death card when I'm going to like buy a deck or when I'm interested in a deck. Also, I realized that a lot of creators kind of like to display the Death card of their decks. I don't know, it's iconic. I guess it's because of that. But here comes like the paradoxical thing. The decks that I have in my collection, the Death card in those decks is usually not so mind-blowing to me. Like, I don't really have a deck that I would say like this Death card is like my favorite one of all decks I have ever seen, because I have actually seen decks with like better Death cards. Sorry, my beautiful decks, but it is true, But what happened to me before is, for example, I saw a Death card online, right, and I was like, this is so beautiful, like, let me check the deck because I might want this deck, and then I check the rest of the cards and it's like, yeah, no, I literally just liked the Death card, so I don't end up getting a deck because I wouldn't get a deck for like one card, you know. So yeah, but it would be the Death card. Yeah. Okay, the question number 5, is it 5? Yeah, the question number 5. If there is one card in a deck you really don't like, would you want to miss out on it? No, not necessarily. If there is just one card that I don't like in a deck, I would probably still get a deck. If I don't like absolutely hate the card, like if it's like brutally, I don't know, if it's some type of card, you know, that really, really triggers me, like I really hate it, maybe. But if I just don't like it, like it's just not my favorite card of all times or whatever, No, I wouldn't miss out on a deck. I would still get a deck. There is actually one deck I own, which is the lovely Tarot. Again, I featured it on the channel, but I don't have a video solely on it. And there is this one card, the Ten of Swords, actually. And no, before you get on me and say like, yeah, but Ten of Swords is usually like, you know, scary, like all the swords in a person. I don't mind swords being like stuck on a person, in a person. I mean, it's fine, But in this particular deck, there is this person, and you can like see their like organs, and the swords are like inside of them, and the person is like smiling and looking at something. And there's just something about this card that I'm just like, I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with it. I don't know why. I just don't like it. But again, it's just one card, and the rest of the deck, I love the majority of the cards. So yeah, I still got the deck because I love the vibe of it and the message of it and the art of it. So yeah, if there is one card, no, I wouldn't miss on a deck. Proceeding with the question number 6, it says, what is your favorite and least favorite card in tarot and why? So my favorite card is the Devil. Definitely the Devil. I haven't even had to like think about it too much. And I'm going to explain, okay? The Devil, I know that many people view the Devil card as one of the cards that are more on the negative spectrum, because you know how every card has like positive and negative spectrum, but some cards like the Death card, for example, the Tower, the Devil, they are usually more like viewed more on the negative spectrum or the negative side. Not to me, not the Devil. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, I actually have the full video speaking about the Devil and how I perceive this card and how I work with it. I'm going to link it. I never know if it's here or here because I think I'm mirrored. Anyway, I'm going to link it up. But the thing is that to me, the Devil in tarot usually appears when I am about to make some sort of decision that might or might not be good for me. And he's usually like that reminder of like, be real with yourself, be authentic with yourself. Like, what are your actual desires? What consequences are you willing to, you know, take afterwards? Because every action has consequences, either good or bad. I mean, what is good or bad anyway? But I'm not going to go into that topic entirely here. I speak about it in the Devil video. But yeah, he's like that friend almost that kind of is there and is like kind of making me actually think about what I really want, you know, because we often find ourselves in life in those places where we are like about to make a choice that's either gonna be like good for us or good for someone else, like for example, or sometimes it is something that can be maybe even like bad for you. And it's, I don't know, I mean, the Devil is all about authenticity for me and about like being real, you know, being really honest with yourself and about what you really want and like acknowledging things, you know. He's really that wake-up call almost to me, and kind of like that friend that's like, hey, like don't fool yourself. You know what you want really, and you know that there might be consequences for it, and it's about just stepping into your power, just taking the power into your hands almost, and living your life authentically. So the Devil, yeah, I love him, I love the Devil. And the least favorite card, I'm gonna be cliche here, I'm just gonna say the Hierophant, because he's that religious figure, you know, that disciplined figure, and there's just something about the Hierophant. And like the society structure and like rules, and I don't know, I struggle with the Hierophant, okay? And I was actually about to say the Emperor at some moment when I was like kind of reflecting on that one, because in the past it would be the Emperor for me for the similar reasons, like the masculine figure. Like again, I struggle with masculine figures in general, okay? It's like no. And no man is ever gonna tell me what to do. Hell no. So I kind of struggle with the Emperor in that way as well. But with time, I kind of learned to view the Emperor in a little bit of a different light. And usually when I pull the Emperor, I kind of see it as like a chance to embody the, you know, the Emperor vibe, the Emperor's energy. And I kind of love it, I kind of need it because, oh, my camera is about to die. Okay, I'm gonna change the battery, but I'm just gonna finish real quick, so hold on. So yeah, anyway, it's like chance to like embody the Emperor, and it's kind of helpful for me because I'm very feminine in nature. Like I kind of lack masculine energy, and I need that, you know, like the structure, the organization, the will to like, you know, just like go. Yeah, I do need that because I lack that, and the Emperor kind of allows me to like step into that somehow, even though it kind of like flees me really quickly. But it's good for me when I'm like in that moment, in that Emperor moment, even though it's just for a second. But yeah, this is basically why I changed my relationship with the Emperor, and now I just view him as as that push. It's like, you can do it, you can just be in your power. It's kind of similar as the devil, but the devil is more close to me, you know. And obviously the devil is all about like different things that I was speaking about in a moment ago. But the Emperor, like the one thing that they're shared together is that like sense of like being in power. So yeah, I don't mind the Emperor now. But the Hierophant, I still struggle with the guy. Alright, I changed the battery of the camera, so I'm sorry if there is like a slight change of frame. Anyway, let's continue. The question number 7. What do people close to you feel about tarot and you doing tarot? Okay, so the people who are really close to me, so that would be like my partner, my best friend, and I am not going to give this person a title. Anyway, those people... That was super weird. Yeah, anyway, forget it, never mind, as Kurt Cobain would say. People who are really close to me, they don't really mind it. They're also like supportive in a way. None of these people actually are like into tarot. They don't actually understand it really, but they are like accepting me because they love me. So it's like, okay, you do your woo-woo stuff, including, you know, tarot cards. Yeah, but for example, my family, I don't live with my family anymore, so I don't really discuss stuff with them regarding my private life, almost anything. I'm really like private person in that regard. Like I don't really, yeah, they don't really know me at all, so they don't have anything to say. I mean, they know I'm kinda weird. They know I like, you know, like witchy stuff, but they never really talk to me about it, nor, you know, like they know, I mean, okay, they know I do have like tarot decks and I do tarot cards, but they kind of like just stay away from that topic. They just never really have opinions on it. They don't tell it to my face anyway. Okay, the question number 8. How do you feel about the esoteric stuff in tarot? So I suppose esoteric stuff would be like the layers, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question really well, but I'm guessing. So how do I feel about it? I feel it's super interesting. Like, for example, the astrology, when you like kind of like tie astrology to tarot, or for example, as with the Thoth tarot, there's that Kabbalistic tree of life, you know, kind of like connotation. I think it's interesting because it kind of gives more depth to the cards, but I don't think it's like super necessary. What I mean by that, you can totally read tarot without, you know, tying all of these different things into it. It's completely fine, it's completely okay. But I think it can give you like another perspective and give you something to like dive deep into, basically. So yeah, I guess I love it. I don't mind it, I love it. Okay, the question number 9. RWS, Thoth, Marseille, and why? Okay, so as I said in the beginning of the video, I am not really a Rider-Waite-Smith girl. So yeah, definitely not that system, but I have to give a little disclaimer anyway. I do actually read tarot. Hold on, my hair is just doing weird stuff. Let me just fix it real quick. So just a little disclaimer though, I do actually read tarot based on Rider-Waite-Smith system. Okay, so in my head, I can actually flip through the entire Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and when I'm reading tarot, even though I'm reading Thoth, even when I'm reading like another, you know, pip deck, for example, the Fortuna tarot, or some other which is like completely different, like following its own system almost, kind of a deck, I still flip through Rider-Waite-Smith in my head because it's just like, you know, when you learn tarot, and you're learning like different systems even, you then kind of combine it in your head, and when you're reading tarot you can't help it but like flip through almost like all of your tarot knowledge, so I do that. So yeah, I'm not like completely hating on the system per se. I just don't like the deck, like the imagery, you know. But when it comes to Thoth, I got like, okay, guys, if you are new to my channel, I'm gonna tell you, I fell in love with Thoth deck this year. I think I got my first Thoth deck like in the beginning of this year, and I'm saying first because I own more Thoth decks now. Something I would never thought I would do, because I even said in one video that I'm not the person who would get like different editions of the same deck, blah blah blah. I did. I did that. So yeah, jokes on me. And yeah, I fell in love with the deck. I love it, and I could speak about it forever. So I will not right now, because we would be sitting here for too long and my camera is already heating, so I'm just gonna continue. And when it comes to Marseille, I really want to get into, I believe, reading Marseille. Okay, I really want to, because it's a little bit different system, and I kind of am inclined to it being a pip deck, a pip card system, because I like pip decks actually. I don't mind cards not having like scenic, you know, minor arcana, scenic pips. Is it called? I guess I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I actually love it, because sometimes it's what I need, because I sometimes when I read with decks that have like scenic imagery in a minor arcana, it kind of limits me. I know it sounds weird, because you have like the scene depicted and it should get your intuition going, because it's kind of almost gives you the meaning of the card. But sometimes it really limits me, and when I have just a pip card, you know, just like 5 cups and nothing else, I can get more from like my psyche, you know? So, and why I'm saying that, yeah, Marseille deck, because I would really love to get into reading Marseille. However, I have a little problem, and that I can't choose a Marseille deck to buy, because I kind of hate them all. Okay, I don't hate them all, but there is always something about each and every one of the decks that I saw on the internet that I just don't like, but it's like a deal breaker. And my major problem with Marseille decks is the major arcana. I can't. I don't like the major arcana in Marseille decks. And there is one deck that I really like when it comes to colors, and even like, usually the minor arcana makes me fall in love heavily. But then I saw the major arcana, and I was like, I can't. It's like 22 cards that I hate. I can't. So yeah, I still am kind of staying away from it, but I still really want to get into it. But I'm gonna continue searching for a deck, and maybe I find a deck that I will not hate. I don't know. Anyway, but if I had to choose like one, I'm choosing the Thoth. I'm choosing the Thoth, okay. Question number 10 is, what are your thoughts on cardstock? Okay, so I'm not really that cardstock snob, I believe is the the term for it. I don't really mind cardstock that much, but I'm more fan of like more... See, I don't really have the vocabulary to talk about cardstock. Apologies, but I'm more fan of cards that are like more like that have better quality, not so much like papery cards. Like for example, I was just speaking about the Thoth deck, right? So the Thoth deck, for example, is very papery, you know, like US Game Systems decks are like very papery. And this is, for example, something I don't necessarily like, because I feel like those cards are kind of prone to get damaged really quickly, like, you know, like the edges get kind of like funny, and I don't like that, because I'm perfectionist. Here I go. It's a long time since I last said it, right? But anyway, I really don't like when cards get damaged and when the edges of the cards get kind of funny. Yeah, no, I'm not fan of it really. So I prefer these like harder cardstock. I don't know. I seriously don't have the vocabulary for it, but give me quality decks, okay? Give me quality decks, I guess. Okay, question number 11, bags or boxes? Boxes, definitely, because I like my cards being more protected, but I still do some decks in the bags because they came either in like a bigger box than the cards, so it just makes no sense. I don't like when people do that, when they put like the super big box with like the guidebook in it and the cards are just like you know, they just put them there. Once you put them out, then they're just like floating around if you put them back. Why do people do that? Such a bad packaging. But when it's like a lovely box that just like closes and even like magnetically closes, it's so beautiful, so amazing. I love those. But I hate tag boxes. So for example, my Thoth deck, I hate the box it came in. I still keep it in the box because I didn't want to put it in a bag, but I think I will eventually have to, because that box is just getting damaged every goddamn time I open and close it. And it's awful because I'm really careful with my decks and the boxes and everything, you know, and that deck looks like it was like through some war. It's crazy. So yeah, boxes, but good boxes, and boxes with like the magnetic closings. Yeah, decks creators, make more of those, please. Just saying. Okay, so let's proceed with the question number 12. This video is going to be super long. I'm having a feeling. I have a lot of things to say. Also, I ramble a lot. Anyway, question number 12. How did you learn tarot or get into it? Okay, so this is a thing I talked about, I think, in the channel in one video. About my first deck, I believe. But long story short, I first got into tarot when I was around like 12 years old, something like that, 12, 13, I never know, or maybe less. I literally don't know. I was a child, okay, and I got a deck for myself, and I read the cards for myself and for some people like in the family, and I learned tarot in a predictive way. Then years later, I relearned tarot because I got myself a deck to actually study tarot in a more like a psycho-spiritual way, and I actually learned tarot, like properly learned tarot, and it was with the Wild Unknown tarot deck. I believe if you are a tarot lover, you know what deck I'm talking about. So yeah, as you see, it was definitely not the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it was an animal deck and even a pip deck. And I learned tarot with that deck, and I love the deck till this day, even though the cardstock. Yeah, so this is how I learned tarot eventually. Long story short, I'm gonna keep it there, okay? Okay, question number 13. Best news in tarot world you heard lately? Now this is the question where I really don't know what to say, because I don't really follow the tarot world that closely, I guess. I don't know much about like what creators are doing like on a, I don't want to say on a daily basis, but I'm not really looking for like new releases, etc. I usually get decks, or I usually learn about existence of new decks quite randomly. So I don't know what's happening in tarot world. I don't know. I seriously don't know. Question number 14. How many decks are on your to-get list? 1. The Marseille deck, as I said, but it's not like a specific deck that I would have like on my wish list. I'm just in search for the deck that would, you know, click with me kind of thing. So yeah, when it comes to my wish list, now I do actually have like a wish list on Etsy when I put decks that I like, when I'm like, you know, scrolling Etsy sometimes when I can't sleep. Capitalism. Yeah, I do put decks on like my wish list, but it's more like, yeah, this deck is lovely. Yeah, this deck is also lovely, but it's not like I really want to get those decks at this moment. I don't even know why I do that, because as I said, for me to get a deck, I need to be madly in love with it. And yeah, so far I haven't felt that with any deck. The decks I did feel that with, I already got. So just the Marseille deck, and I don't know, if you know what, if you're watching this video or if you have been watching my videos for a while and you kind of get my style, etc., and if you can think of a Marseille deck and if you can think of a Marseille deck that I might like, please leave it in the comment and I'm gonna check it out, because I'm just like in the dark still. So, Marseille deck. The question number 15. If you could only keep 3 decks, which ones would you choose and why? So La Santa Muerte Tarot by Fabulous Rani definitely is my favorite deck, as I mentioned in this video a couple of times, so definitely keeping that one. Then I would definitely keep the Thoth, because as I said, I'm obsessed with it, so I need my Thoth deck. And the third one, okay, can I okay, so I have a Thoth deck, and then I have one deck that is called the Quintessential Thoth, created by lovely Lennon Smith. I'm going to leave the video where I'm speaking about that deck up here. It's like abstract thought deck, right? It's a thought clone, but abstract. And I need that deck because I'm reading with the deck every day. I love it. It's getting very close to like being my favorite deck, or one of my favorite decks. It's technically a thought deck. So can I like cheat and make this quintessential thought and the thought like one deck? Okay. Yeah, can we do that? Then I can choose a third one. I guess if I can do that, if I can put the quintessential and the thought like as one, then the third one would probably be the Gothic Tarot, because it's my inner teenager deck, the Gothic Tarot by Joseph Bargo. Yeah, because vampires, ghosts, angels, and everything like Gothic, and it's a very blue deck, you know, and yeah, my inner teenager is happy with that one, so I guess I would do that. Sorry for cheating. If there are rules, I'm just gonna have to find a way to break them. Something about me. The question number 16, how does knowing tarot influence your everyday? Well, I guess a part of enriching my life, it kinda gives me this pleasure to know tarot, I guess, because like sure, there is this answer, this very serious, which I said because it was the correct one to say first, like it really enriches my life, right? Because when I pull a card, I have something to focus on, I can have something to reflect on, etc. Like I can have like a little bit of a directions in my life. So that's amazing. I love that part of it. But I think it's also very important for me to say and mention and be very honest about the thing that tarot also makes me happy. Just like the act of like shuffling the cards, you know, at night with like a cup of tea or whatever. And just reading for yourself and like journaling and like just looking at your beautiful cards. Come on. It just makes me so happy. So these two reasons, not reasons, but what is it? These two things are how tarot influences my daily life. The question number 17, if you could turn back the time, would you have learned tarot any other way? No. No, I don't think so, because I learned tarot with the loveliest deck there is. I love the Wild Unknown, okay? And since I learned the tarot with that deck, but alongside with like the Rider-Waite-Smith kind of like scheme, so to speak, I feel like my tarot knowledge is like solid, you know? And now I'm like adding onto it with a thought. So no, I don't think I would change anything about it. Maybe I would like get into thought a little bit earlier, that would be it, but it's not something I regret not doing. I think everything happens in my life when it has to, so yeah, no, I wouldn't change a thing about it. The question number 18, what are your thoughts on Three of Swords? I'm sorry, I have to smile because I know people hate that card, and I used to hate it too, because it's like that iconic bad guy, right? The Three of Swords, the heartbreak, like this sacrifice, you know, it's where the mind meets the emotions and it gets bad, like it gets painful, right? However, this year actually I came to change my relationship with the Three of Swords a bit, because I've realized that it's not such a bad card, because I'm gonna just let me explain real quick. Since I don't really approach tarot in a predictive way, I usually don't get scared when I get like bad cards. I'm not like, oh no, like this is gonna happen, like I'm going to break my heart or someone's gonna break my heart. I don't really see it that way. This is why I don't have such a bad relationship with it. Usually what happens instead is that I pull the Three of Swords and it's more like it makes me reflect on how can I be more kind to myself, you know, and not break my own heart. And this year I have learned to deal with heartbreak in a more healthy way than in the past years. And Three of Swords was actually accompanying me in this process. I was pulling Three of Swords when I was going through heartbreaks. And I kind of was like, you know, just like loving myself through that and being like, yay, like you're actually processing things differently now. And this is how, you know, I just kind of connected with the Three of Swords, so I just don't hate it anymore. But I guess I get why people hate it, because it's, you know, it's not a good thing to see, right? The pierced heart. But yeah, I don't hate it anymore. It's like I kind of came to love it in a way. It's like this tough love, I would say, kind of like the Tower. Like, I'm also kind of trying to change the relationship with the Tower card, because that one is still scary, but yeah, I'm working myself through it. So yeah, but Three of Swords, we are kind of friends now, and yeah, even though sometimes it kind of mocks me, but anyway, never mind. I don't hate it. That's the point. I don't hate it. Question number 19. How many decks do you have right now? I am not quite sure. Now, it's not that many, really. I don't have like a huge collection. If I put my tarot and oracle decks together, it kind of looks like, oh, so many decks, but it's not really so many decks. When it comes to actual decks collectors, I'm not really there yet. I'm not even striving to get there, really, but anyway, rambling, I am sorry. I believe last time I counted, it was around 7 tarot decks, which is really not that much, but now when I got my Thoth decks, I think it would be around 10 tarot decks now, speaking about tarot, because then I have my oracle decks, as I said, but yeah, like, around 10, it's not really that much. Question number 20. If you could befriend one person on tarottube in tarot world, who would it be? I want to say Anna from Astrology Tarot and Lennon Smith. I can't choose. They're two first people that I come to my head, because I've been like binge watching their channels for a long time, and I just love their, you know, their particular vibes. It's such a weird word to say, but you know, like I don't know, I just enjoy like watching their content, and they're very inspirational as well, and yeah, Anna and Lennon, so let's be friends. Yeah, this is such a cringe thing to say. Okay, forget it. I'm cutting this out of the video. Maybe not. I don't know. The question number 21. What is your favorite part of the day to do tarot? Well, it depends. It depends. Because sometimes I do tarot in the morning. Like I have like a one card pull, like a really quick one card pull to kind of like set the tone for the day, to know what to focus on throughout the day, or where to direct my energy and my attention throughout the day. So that would be the morning, but I don't really always have time in the morning to do that, like let's be real. So then it would be probably at night, when I kind of pull cards to like reflect on a day or on a certain topic. And when I do like larger spreads, I do those always at night, always, because I don't know, I just feel more witchy, more like in a mood for tarot and stuff, you know, at night than I do in the daylight. Okay, so I actually did the last questions kind of quicker without so much rambling. Good for me. So I guess that would be it for the tag. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am really hoping my camera is still recording, because it's getting overheated all this time. She's like aggressively doing that light at me. So yeah, okay, I'm ending, fine. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below whatever thoughts you have about whatever I said. I'm always happy to read your comments and respond. And also like the video if you liked it. It would make me really happy. Also consider subscribing if you haven't already. I have more videos coming that you might hopefully enjoy in the future. And yeah, if you want to hang out with me a little longer, I invite you to watch other videos available on my channel. And that would be it from me for today. So stay kind, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!